Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, human beings of all ages, welcome to the adventures of Adam. I'm Adam. Let's adventure and welcome to the free-to-play Rares Only Plus series. On this account, I've been progressing through the game using champions who are rare, uncommon, or common, plus any champion who is free and permanently available to all players. So with all that out of the way, let's dive in. We are on day 246. I have been climbing Doom Tower hard, and I am stuck on floor 88. This has been a nightmare for me. As you can imagine, Pixniel makes it very difficult for me to make good use out of Yakarl the Scourge. Additionally, on wave 1 and on wave 2, they each contain Lydia, which means if one of my champions dies and I try to revive them, that revive is denied and then Lydia gains an extra turn. So that, again, makes it significantly more complicated than most other waves. I'm going to try it with Yakarl. Just do my default setup and see how it goes. Normally I would have Bellower in here where Soulbond Bowyer is, but I want to try to take out some of the problem enemies quickly so the fights aren't long and drawn out. So we're going to see if this works with Soulbond Bowyer. Let's do increase crit rate and increase crit damage. And right off the bat, I want to see if I could yoink this Lydia here, because she counterattacks whenever my team gets crowd controlled. And she has a chance to place fear on her A1. Now look at that. I'm just getting absolutely smoked, and it's not even close. So the freeze from Yakarl is proving problematic rather than helpful. So I think I have to take Yakarl out. Maybe I bring Bellower back in. The lack of a freaking auto. Okay. The lack of a speed aura on this team is also making it hard because I'm about 20 speed slower than I would normally be, which may not sound like a whole lot. But when the enemy is like 240 speed already. Okay, that was actually really good with the Syl stuns. But Santa and Elegaeus are not crowd controlled. Okay, the counterattack was super clutch there. Just get rid of her if I can. Man, the difference between... Okay, so her A2 has a native... Soulbond Bowyer, I mean. Her has a native 75% defense ignore. And I have her in gear that allows her to ignore the other 25% defense that she doesn't do naturally. So her A2 is ignoring 100% defense, and you can see how much harder it hits. These enemies are so stacked with defense, it's actually crazy. If I had Vizix, this would be super easy. Or far easier, I should say. And Lydia pops up to say hello. I need Pixniel and Elegaeus stunned. Pixniel was not. There she is. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have killed Lydia first. I mean, she would have denied the revive either way. Yeah, this wave has been a nightmare for me so far. It's just been absolutely brutal. Without Yakarl, without being able to rely on Yakarl's CC like I normally do for every other way, like it just goes to illustrate how hard Yakarl the Scourge has been carrying my account. It's actually insane. This wave is just such a jump up in difficulty compared to the other ones, simply because of Pixniel, which is crazy because everyone talks about what a trash champion she is. And maybe in a vacuum that could be true, but when you look at her kit, where's that dum-dum? Immune to freeze debuffs. So right off the bat, I cannot crowd control her with Yakarl the Scourge. Furthermore, fills this champion's turn meter by 25% every time an ally receives a freeze debuff. So when I try to use Yakarl's freeze, she gets a ton of turn meter, cuts in, and then goes. And then she has this active effect, which is what is on a cooldown here. At the end of each enemy or ally turn, so no matter when someone takes a turn, removes all freeze debuffs from all allies. If there are multiple champions in the team with this skill, only one will remove freeze. Okay, so that's nice at least, but still, it's like... And when she cuts in, she just destroys me. So this is where I've been stuck. So I need to think of other ways to crowd control besides freeze. If I had Vizix, this would be a lot easier. And I was trying to do this week at work, and I kept getting stuck. So I kind of just gave up on it and started farming normal. Let's go ahead and throw out a provoke. Hey, what's up, Andrew? This is just a literal nightmare. If that music's too loud, let me know. Let's get decreased. When Lydia counterattacks, she has a chance to place fear on her A1, so it's just... It's going pretty rough, man. This wave has been just an absolute nightmare for me all week. I've been hard stuck on this for a few days now. It's difficult to do stuff like this when I'm at work, so I thought I would wait for the weekend. And man, it's so hard because I need decreased speed on everybody, but I also need to block cooldown skills to keep them from doing their big attacks. Bellower's counterattacks, getting him counterattacked. Okay, so Lydia's stunned. I don't even know who to... Probably the Pixneals need to be focused first. I'll go ahead and provoke. There's 3 that need CC, so it's fine. This has just been horrible, 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 horrible experience so far, this wave. But I think if I can clear this one, there's some likelihood that it's entirely possible that it will be smooth sailing going forward. I don't know for sure. I could have looked up what comes next. Oh, I didn't realize Sir Nick was about to go. That was a mistake. Maybe we can... I need to turn meter boost. And these enemies just hit so hard. And they're fast. I'm doing my best. I'm gonna try. Arbiter's buff strip ability just got skipped because of the fear. Oh, without Bellower? How's that going? Oh, yeah. Yeah, try to progress without Bellower just to see how it feels to not have such an OP carry. So, were you not able to get the promo code? Oh man, that sucks. Oh, she's got Veil. That is so annoying. That's the one I was focusing and I can't. I think that's another thing that Pixniel does. I vaguely recall that being a thing. It's gonna make it hard for me to focus any one target now because I just literally can't focus her because she's got Veil. I can't do the buff strip either. I guess I'll focus this one in the meantime. Okay, this one's got the Veil worn off. Let's keep chipping away at her until she's dead. This might be the team. I've made it to the second wave before. I got my epic music kicking in for emotional support. No decreased speed on Santa, that's rough. I'll attack the one that's already stunned. Dude, Lydia is just brutal with those counterattacks. That's another thing that's making this wave particularly hard. Every time I CC somebody, if Lydia isn't stunned, she counterattacks and then puts fear on my guys. Oh wow, you've already got your own. Wow, that's good progress. This is floor 88, I think. Yeah, 88 on hard mode. Belor just got his turn skipped because of fear. So did Gnarlhorn. The Gnarlhorn getting his turn skipped isn't as big of a deal. He doesn't do any damage on that A1. But I really need to make sure that Gnarlhorn doesn't die. I can't target. Oh, I should have attacked him. Okay, decrease speed, maybe get a stun. Okay, we stunned Lydia, which means she's not going to be able to counterattack. That's nice. Yeah, it's kind of funny. That was another thing that I noticed early on too, is it feels so weird and backwards to yeah, you want to avoid pulling during ×2s because you want the rares. I don't even know what happened there. How did I get frozen? I didn't even see. Does Pixniel freeze everyone when she dies or something? Like what? I don't even know what happened. Oh, I should have used the buff strip. I spaced out completely. Okay, we stunned Lydia. It looks like we got Sir Nick just in time too. Let's knock these heals off. Resisted. I need to CC Santa, but I don't want to use an AoE 100% chance to provoke on just one champion. So let's see if we can. Okay, he's got block cooldown skills. Let's go ahead and use it. Just to make sure we get Elagaius. And then we'll save the stun for when there's more enemies. Sir Nick just absolutely dunks. He hits really hard. I guess we'll just focus. I should probably focus the other Pixniel just to get her out of here. Try to keep decreased defense up if everybody's stunned. Dude, it really is. There's a handful of other floors that have been difficult, but not this difficult, man. Like, the Sifi Rotos one was actually easier, in my opinion. See if we can stun Lydia. Dang it. Okay, decrease speed, maybe? Get everyone moving fast. Another thing that's making this hard is I don't have Haikatoon's speed aura. And my turn meter boost, which is Arbiter, doesn't have the increased speed buff attached to her turn meter boost. So I don't get the turn meter boost until Archmage Helmet gets around to his A3. So that's hampering me a lot too. Like, so now I'm doing the turn meter boost, but the increased speed is a separate ability. I need to try to decrease her turn meter. Oh, nice. Oh, you use. Oh, that's pretty smart. Using the promo codes for the chickens. Yeah. I like that. Akentum was your first void. Yeah. Yeah, one misstep. Yeah, that's pretty damn true. Well, maybe not one misstep. I've made a couple mistakes already. I was fortunate not to be punished by them too harshly. Okay, so again, like I've made it to the second wave before, so I'm not breaking new ground, but this is good progress. I'm feeling good about the team. Dude, that was his A1. I guess he's got decreased defense and weaken, to be fair. Okay, I wanted to get. I was hoping to get the stun off before she could come out of the stun and counterattack. I think I want to focus Lydia now, just so I stop getting counterattacked by her. No turn meter decrease. Okay, so that timing on that was impeccable. I think this might be the play. I was trying to I want to try to. Sorry, I'm not good at multitasking. I was trying to use Soul Bond to take Lydia out of the equation entirely, quickly before she became an issue. But I think Pixneal was the real threat, because not only did she hit really hard, she was freezing me, which was causing me to skip all my turns, and then that passive is so annoying. I honestly don't know if I could one-key Brutal on Hydra. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm not super motivated to push in Hydra, just because I don't really care about the rewards. Like, the rewards you get from Hydra are, I mean, you get the soul stones and stuff, but that's cool, but the big reward is Stone Skin gear, which is a PvP set, and I really don't care about PvP on a personal level. Like, once you can make it to gold 5 and farm the gold medals for your Great Hall, you know, that's the important thing. And once you've achieved that, there's really no point in pushing PvP from a progression standpoint. So I don't really care about the Stone Skin personally. So I haven't been making it a point to work on Hydra. Is it possible? Man, I don't know. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm not really a Hydra expert. I've never been keen on that game mode. I've never taken the time to invest effort into learning it, simply just because I don't like doing it. So this is going to sound really hypocritical from a person who is playing this wave on manual, but just hear me out. Any game mode that requires 100% of my undivided attention, for me, that's a huge turnoff, because the reason I started playing Raid was because it's a game that I could play, and at the time, it would never require 100% of my undivided attention. Now we have game modes like Hydra and Live Arena, where it's like, you have to kind of manual it. And now I know that I'm manualing this wave, but once I've beaten this wave, I'm done. I beat it. I'm on to the next. I feel a sense of progression. I overcame the challenge, and I'm on to the next one. When you manual Hydra, it's the same thing every week, and you have to do it 3 times a week, and each, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's boring. It's the exact same thing week after week after week. You have to do it 3 times a week, and I just can't be bothered to manual that same content over and over. And there's really no sense of progression while doing that, because it's not like you beat it and then you move to the next level. It's you beat it and then you beat it again next week. So I kind of just hit manual and let it go, or sorry, auto and let it go. Just throw my hands up and let it do whatever it wants. In my opinion, Hydra is antithetical to what makes Raid appealing to most people. Go ahead and throw the provokes out. Yeah, but it might be possible. How did she didn't get provoked? Crap. Hold on. I gotta lock in for a sec. Oh, Archmage Helmet needs his turn. Okay. Flip. I don't even know what to do here. Maybe I just turn meter boost. I don't even know. Try to get decreased speed out. Nice. Oh, there's a heal for my I'm gonna turn my music down for a sec on my end. I think I honestly don't know who the biggest threat is. Mashald. This is an insane wave. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to do here. Should I focus the Pixneal or focus the Lydius? Actually, Mashald is probably the squishiest. Maybe I focus him just so there's one less enemy abound. I don't know. I'm still not sure what to do here. I know I need to get that Lydia CC'd in the back, because I don't want her taking a turn. I can, this Pixneal's about to go too. These enemies are so fast! Okay. Man, the timing on that. This is another reason why I need a speed aura. See if we can evil eye his turn meter back. Nice. Okay, we'll do a provoke. No resists. Yeah, I think Mashald might be the one I have to focus. Right now, everybody's CC'd. So I'm going to go for... Actually, there's no decreased speed out here on these two. 20k hit on Santa's A1. Yeah, I think we could kill Mashald, because he also does like the 2-turn True Fear. That... What? Did he crit or something? And I can't revive. I guess I can try just to put that passive on cooldown. Mashald resisted the stun. Lydia denies the revive. Mashal's gonna get a turn, and then I'm dead. Two-turn True Fear. Dead. The other Lydia denies that revive. It's pretty much been my life for the last 3 days. Being stuck on this wave. Alright, let's try it again. Anytime one of Lydia's allies gets crowd controlled, she'll counterattack. And she does a counterattack for each ally crowd controlled. So when Gnarlhorn does an AoE provoke, she'll do 5 counterattacks. Or maybe it's 4, 1 for each ally. I don't know. Something like that. So it's the crowd control that causes the counterattacks. Trying to get decreased speed. So yeah, so that stun caused Lydia to counterattack. This provoke is going to cause Lydia to counter. Oh, maybe not. Maybe she doesn't counterattack for provokes. Just turn meter boost, I guess. Dude, they're pulverizing my poor little Gnarlhorn, man. Santa's already about to go again. These enemies are so fast. It's insane. The fear. The fear. Come on. Syl whiffed. Alright, Bellower. It's on you, buddy. Santa resisted the block cooldown skills. Maybe I could turn meter reduce him? Nope. Bellower's cat. It's insane how difficult this is right now. Man, that last run was going so good until... I don't remember exactly what happened. Gnarlhorn died. Let me... No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just at a complete loss right now. Trying to get decreased speed, and then we provoke. They've all got decreased speed. I'm gonna try to put the big version on Pixneal. Didn't get it. That's fine. Well, the problem with the Frost set is that it will trigger the Pixneals. If a Pixneal or someone gets frozen, then Pixneal's passive triggers, and then she goes wild. That actually screws me over in this very specific instance. In most scenarios, it would be pretty cool. I might just give up on this. Like, not immediately. I don't even know. Yeah, I didn't use that skill last time around to give him self-unkillable. I don't know where that other increased defense came from. Maybe he does that when he provokes. I need to reread his kit. Another thing that's kind of a bummer about Arbiter's heal is she only heals if the ally is below 50%. So if he's at like 55, he just doesn't get healed from Arbiter. Oh, so, okay, I was thinking that the increased defense came from this skill. Okay. Drex could potentially help. He only places Provoke with a 100% chance on his A2 if the enemy is already under HP burn. But we could try it. I don't want to give up until I feel like I've exhausted all of my options. I'll turn meter boost, I guess. We need to do something about this Elegaius. He's about to go. Nice. See if we can stun Lydia so she doesn't counterattack everyone. That was nice. We're getting some good RNG in our favor. I can't complain about it all. I like how you worded that, by the way, Andrew. Would Drex not help here? That's a suggestion that doesn't... Some people would say, why aren't you using Drex? When you word something in the latter way, it sounds very like, duh, idiot. But the way you worded it is very... It's got a completely different tone. So I appreciate how you chose to word that question. Tone matters a lot. But yeah, that's a good suggestion. We'll try that next. I don't know who he would step in for, though, is the issue. Because Archmage Helmet is doing my increased speed, which is super important. And he's also doing AoE stun with a higher chance to land than Drexlar has to provoke, which is more consistent. So not Archmage Helmet. Belloward is my AoE decrease speed, which is super important. So probably not Bellower. And Bellower also has the ability to... has a chance to stun every time he attacks. So it really helps fill in the gap between my big... CC cooldowns. That was so clutch. So yeah, it's probably not Bellower. Syl is my only consistent healing. So probably not Syl. I need Arbiter for turn meter boost. So it's like, do I want HP burns and a lower likelihood to provoke? Like Gnarlhorn is like would be who I would replace, take out to bring Drexlar in, I guess. So the question is, right now, if this was Drexlar, it would be like a 60% chance to provoke versus 100% chance to provoke. You know what I mean? But then I guess here's Archmage Helmet to back him up. Maybe we could try that next. We'll try that next. Yeah, I'm a huge Gnarlhorn fan, if I'm being honest. I have a lot of love for my boy. On my old account, he is what allowed me to start farming Fire Knight 20 as early on that account's life cycle. As I was able to start farming Fire Knight 20 way sooner than I would have been able to do otherwise because of Gnarlhorn and his provoke. So I've got a big soft spot for Gnarlhorn. But it's like, I would be taking out a 100% chance to provoke on a 3-turn cooldown for a 60% chance to provoke on a 3-turn cooldown. I think we turn meter boost to try to get to a CC ability here. We did not get Santa. I got him that time, though. I did try Soulbond. She doesn't quite have enough juice to one-shot the enemies. And if she was able to one-shot with the gear that I have on her, I would absolutely say yes. I don't know. It's possible though, because the burns would give me more damage, which means they would die faster. And Drexthar, it's definitely worth a try. We can try it after this run, the Drexthar. But Soul Bond, I tried many runs with Soul Bond this week while I was at work, and oh, how did I let that happen? Oh, oh, Bellower, please don't die. Please don't die, Bellower. I need to CC this Pixneal or she's going to kill Bellower. Oh, okay. Luckily she didn't. She did not crit. We're just gonna provoke just to be safe. I don't want to risk Bellower dying because I can't revive him if he dies. Because Lydia will say, "Nope, no revive for you, sir." I don't know what the cats. If I'm being honest, I stopped playing before relics came out, and now relics are out, and I haven't really taken the time to learn what they do. I don't know what the cat's gaze relic is. I don't know if it's good. I don't even know how to get it. I haven't been paying attention. That's me being brutally honest. We need to get some crowd control down here quick though. I believe she does have fearsome presence. I'll have to double check. Jeepers. We're just gonna turn meter boost. Okay. I was worried about Santa going haywire. Santa's resisting. I might need to re-gear my Bellower. Like, the stun will never resist because it's a stun set. But, if his block cooldown skills is getting resisted, that's a really big deal, too. Also, decreased speed. Resist, resist, resist. Yeah, it might be time to, re-gear my Bellower. Santa's about to donkey punch somebody, too. Oh. Okay. God damn it. Okay, it's not the end of the world. We're gonna get burned here by Lydia. Oh, she revives everyone who's dead. I'm over that. Okay, hold on. We tried this. It wasn't working. That's not gonna work. Actually, let me look at Bellower's gear. Also, I'm pretty sure Syl has... Yes, we do have fearsome presence. Where's my Bellower? He's got fearsome presence too. Oh yeah, his accuracy is getting a little low for where we're at in Doom Tower. Oh boy. Oh, he's got one piece of an accuracy set. Let's find him a chess piece. That'll, you know. HP is ideal, but I'll settle for defense if I have to. Who's this? Oh. We can take hers. I don't use, well, actually I do. I use her in Fire Knight. So he loses 7 speed, but now he's going to be able to place his debuffs. Maybe this is actually better. I don't actually use Yaga anywhere besides Faction Wars at the moment, so I don't mind stealing his. Yeah, we go up to... Yeah. That's much better. Let's do that. Okay, that problem is solved. So who are we going to try? We try Drexthar now? I do want to look at that relic. I haven't even... I have stopped concerning myself with Titan events for so long just because... Where's it at? Oh, it's here? It won't even let me look at it? This is stupid. Why can't I look at it? How do you guys know what it does if you can't? Alright, whatever. That's annoying. Yeah, we could do Drex in the lead. That's a good idea. Alright, let's try that again. Try Drex. She comes out. Bellower back in. If my Haikatoon wasn't locked into a clan boss build, I could do this, and I wouldn't necessarily need him for increased speed. But then still, I don't know what I do. I don't know if that helps on this specific wave. Drex. Oh, you could look at the forge? Oh, I didn't realize you can craft relics at the forge. Okay. Man, even if I get past... Look at this crap. Even if I get past the second wave, the third wave is Pixneal, 2 Torments, and a Siphi. So I'm not going to be able to turn meter boost with Arbiter. Or everyone on my team gets frozen. I don't know if I'll be able to do this. That final wave was nasty. So before I was using the increased speed because I knew I was going to get to Gnarhorn in time and have a 100% chance to CC everybody on the enemy team. Drexthar does not have a 100% chance to CC, so I'm going to be relying on Syl, Drex, and Bellower between the 3 of them, who all have very inconsistent crowd controls. So we got 3 provokes. We stunned on people who we already had provoked. Now Syl needs to clutch. Okay, that was actually really lucky. Now we can... She's provoked still, so we try to stun everyone else. HP burns coming out. And we'll just spread HP burns around to try to get as much damage as we can. Decrease defense and decrease attack. Nope, fear. Turn meter reduction. Spread the burns around. Man, I legitimately have no clue how I'm going to beat the final wave, if I even get that far. Yikes. Okay. Drexthar's accuracy is actually really low for Doom Tower Hard. I just remembered. He's got like 215 accuracy, but he does. We do have the aura, so that helps a lot. Yeah, 3 resists. Yikes. He's built mostly. He's built with a huge emphasis on resistance because I use him for dungeon solo stuff. Santa. Oh, that's Pixneal. Damn it. Okay, let's see if we can knock that. this heals off. I feel like I have way less crowd control. Like, I'm stressing about several enemies, not like before it was like, oh, there's like one or two who are about to take a turn. Pixniel is going to go, and I don't think there's anything I can do to guarantee that to stop her. So I guess I try to block cooldown skills. Okay. Got a burn there. Just turn meter boost. The two that weren't stunned didn't get stunned from Archmage. That's really rough. Yeah, okay. Provoke, RNG. Nope, not a single one. See, that's... Ugh. I don't think those were resisted either. I didn't see the words resist pop up on the screen. I think that was just RNGesus smiting me. I think I have to try to block cooldown skills. I will say they feel like they're dying faster. Man, see this is one of those difficult decisions where I can try to put increased speed on everyone so they get to their turns faster, but I don't think anyone who has CC in their kit is going to be able to get a turn before Elagaeus does, so I think I have to A1 to try to push his turn meter back. Okay, then we do a turn meter boost. Ooh. Belord, you're not allowed to die, buddy. I need you. Oof. Trying to spread some burns around where I can. Oh, he's got block cooldown skills. Okay, I'll just increase speed. That was not even a crit. That was a normal hit. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't say I'm interested in Chimera, but I've been using my keys. So when I do this, Lydia, if I try to revive Bellower, then Lydia revives Pixniel. And then Bellower doesn't get revived. But now this passive is on cooldown. That's so annoying, dude. If that happens in the second wave, it's just there's two of them, so I have to brute force. I would need 3 revivers to try to get a revive off. I would have to burn the passive cooldown on each of them before I could actually get a revive off. It's so frustrating. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I mean, it was a big heal and stuff, but it didn't kill anybody. That's the important thing. Nobody died. Okay, we did get the provoke on Elagaeus. We didn't stun her, but we pushed her turn meter back. See if we can knock those heals off. We got a turn meter reduction. They're both on fire already. Oof. Okay. She's under veil. Yeah, I've been using my keys just kind of absent-mindedly. I haven't really been paying attention to the mechanics or what I haven't like tried to learn how to master it. I just kind of shoved champions in who I thought would be good, and I'm doing okay for not really putting too much effort into it. I think I can get the top chest on whatever the second difficulty is. I'll obviously get the top chest on the easy too. So I guess easy and normal I could do. I haven't tried hard yet. Okay, I gotta kind of lock in for a sec. Again, do I go for the stun? Or do I go for the increase speed? So we have Bellower, Drex, and Syl, who each have a chance. I think that's enough that I can go for the increased speed. I think we just try to block cooldown skills. Mashald needs to be... Damn it. I need somebody to... Nope, I'm dead. Yeah, 120k hit. Mashald just one-shot Bellower with a 120,000 damage attack. And I can't revive him. Well, I can try, but it will... Watch. Lydia cancels it. Says nope. And now I'm dead. So that was fun. I think I might just be punching too far above my weight class. I think I had a good Doom Tower hard run this rotation. I did beat a boss I'd never beaten before. Last time I fought this rotation, I could not beat floor 80. Yeah, no, it's alright. We did break new ground this time. Last time I came here, I could not beat the Bone Dragon. The way I did it this time is I put Syl. I'll show you. I put her in a special. Right now she's in a curing set. Actually, no. Let's do this. Filter preset manager. So I put her in this regen set with 206 resistance. Oh no, she'd have 312 resistance. So this was her, like, you know, Eternal Dragon set. The idea was the longer she could live into the fight, the more healing she can give Drexthar to keep Drexthar alive into the fight, so Drexthar wouldn't die, and that was enough to get it done. So before Syl was taking the decreased defense debuff from the ads, I think, or whoever, I don't know the fight well enough to, but she was getting decreased defense and then she was getting one shot. So I put her in a high resist regen build so she can be tankier and not die. And because she didn't die, she was able to give Drexthar more healing. So Drexthar, like, eventually still did die, but by the time she died, Drex was able to finish off the boss over the next couple turns. So just keeping Drexthar alive just a little bit longer is all I needed her to do, and she did it. So that's kind of how I cheesed that. It was close, and again, I was already like punching above my weight class on that fight, and I just managed to cheese it. Man, that's rough. This is rough. So, but yeah, that's how I beat the Eternal Dragon on floor 80. What's really frustrating is I'm pretty sure this is the Griffin, and I'm confident I could do the Griffin, and if a higher level of Griffin means I can farm better Guardian gear. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Andrew. I appreciate it, man. Take care. Oh, hey, Unfrugal, welcome. Well, to be fair, Unfrugal, I came into this series with a wealth of knowledge and experience that sort of helped me gain an advantage that new players themselves wouldn't have. So don't judge your shelf. Don't judge your shelf too harshly. Don't get down on yourself if I've made more progress. Okay, well, I think this is where we hang up the hat. Seeing Bellower get hit for 120k in one shot by Mashald kind of just makes me realize I'm not ready. Maybe once we get Vizix, she will basically be able to come in and replace Bellower. So rather than the small version of decreased speed, I'll be placing the big version. And rather than a 4-turn cooldown, it's a 3-turn cooldown. So I will have 100% uptime on the big version of decreased speed here. And then on her following turn, she can go in and provoke. 100% chance to land. And then she's got the Turnimeter Steel on her A1 for additional crowd control in between her other big CC abilities. So she's going to be massive for my account. She's just a Doom Tower wave goddess. So, but not being able to use Yakarl, like the Pixnials throw me off so hard. Also, not having an all battle speed aura for that team really holds me back. Like everyone on my team could be like 20 speed faster. There's a lot of things that I can improve. So since I think we failed Doom Tower, I'm fine tapping out at floor 88, Doom Tower hard. I wasn't able to beat Doom Tower hard on my last account until I got Vizix, so that's not the right one. So I'm kind of already really far ahead of where I was on my last account, which wasn't, I mean, it was a free-to-play account, but it wasn't like a Rares Only challenge account. So I think what we're going to do is currently, that's what I was looking for. Currently, I'm building out champions to try to beat the Skinwalker faction wars, because there's a lot of Skinwalker secret rooms. There's a lot of champions who fall into my Skinwalker's faction war teams that will also be usable in a lot of Doom Tower secret rooms. And the sooner I get Dark Kale, the better, because he's going to be a huge upgrade in my clan boss team. So Dark Kale comes in to replace Frozen Banshee and Coffin Smasher. So that opens up a slot in my team for something else. So either like Rosin Scarhide to come in to do extra damage and keep the, more consistent. Because right now on my team, Marked is my decreased defense champion, and she only places the small version, and she only does it for one turn. And then Hellborn Sprite is my weakened champion, and she only places the small version, and it's only like a 35% chance to place it. So it's not very consistent. So bringing Rosin in could potentially up my damage, help me do more damage before I die. Alternatively, I could bring in someone who will give me additional healing, so I just survive longer into the fight and try to do more damage that way. How important would I say having a champ that can solo content is? It's definitely a luxury. It increases your energy efficiency to a very, very significant degree. So I don't remember the last time I did any campaign farming, but between having a solo champion to farm food in my dungeons and the sparring pit, between both of those two things, I'm currently sitting on like 11 5-star chickens. And I just 6-starred 2 champions. I 6-starred Apothecary during CVC, and then a couple days later I 6-starred Lamberber, and I can 6-star 2 more champions. And I legitimately don't remember the last time I farmed campaign was. I'm just pumping out more food than I know what to do with. So I think if you get to a position on your account where you're ready to start pushing faction wars and you're going to have to start building lots and lots of champions, I would say maybe start looking for a champion who can fill that role on your account. Because most accounts, they can get away with using a lot of 5 stars in faction wars, but my accounts, I'm gonna need 6 stars because I'm using rares. I just need, like, to bring a champion from like 5-star to 6-star, you're increasing their base stats by like 50%. It's just too big of an advantage for me to not take advantage of. So, and it also just makes things easier. Like, the most important thing is getting your stats where they need to be. And if your gear and your Great Hall and all that stuff are good enough that you don't need the stats from 6-starring someone, then you can get away with 5 stars. But that's not going to be the case for me. And if you feel like you're in a similar position where you're going to need the stats from 6-starring people to help keep them alive to make sure you can 3-star and get Lydia, then I would say getting someone who can solo dungeons and farm food for you should be something you're looking for. I wouldn't say it's like wildly important, but it's really nice. It's a huge luxury and a great quality of life. Because that way you don't have to choose between doing crap. Sorry, that way you don't have to choose between like doing the tournament events to get the rewards or farming food. You can kind of just do both. It's really nice. But if you can't, it's not the end of the world either. So, do you have someone on your account who you think might be able to solo dungeons if you were to build them that way? I want to check out this. Oh, it's a whole separate tab. Oh! I don't know what any of this does. What is this? So... what is this? Do I need... no. I don't know. Oh, Relic Index. Oh, this is what you were talking about. I have this one on my... I just slapped it on my Bellower. I didn't realize that when I put it on my Bellower, I would have to use some form of currency to remove it. They didn't tell me that, and now I'm angry because I wanted to put it on someone else. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me just take this off. Unequip. Now I need 80 of whatever the hell this resource is. Oh, it's this thing. So now I'm like, I don't even want to take it off because I don't know who I need to put it on. But yeah, I don't know. Wear deals 2% more damage if under any debuff. It's not like amazing, but the extra attack would be nice to put on one of my damage dealers. Okay, so I'm apparently missing a resource. Does where is this? Does this come from Chimera? This resource that I'm missing? I'm assuming it does. Let me see. Let's look at Chimera. I literally have not looked at this even a little bit. Oh, is it one of these things? Is it like a charm slot? Hold on. Yeah, I did 16 million, which is way over. I did easy and normal this week. I wasn't really paying attention. Maybe I should try for normal and hard. Don't I think I just need to watch a guide because I just started doing this and I have no idea what, like, it's kind of over my head. I haven't taken the time to learn it yet. Just keep clicking on. So you're saying, oh, see, I was looking for something with a red border. I thought it was like a mythical thing. So but these have a red border before I... oh. Okay, so you're saying... oh! I thought I needed like a rare, an epic, a legendary, and a mythic thing. So I can craft something. But you guys are saying don't mix. What happens when you mix? What's the difference between these Chimera ones and the event ones? Oh, does that determine what I get? So this is standard. Chimera. Oh, so these are... oh, okay. So there's... I'll figure this out when I'm not streaming, because I feel like a doofus trying to figure this out on the on the fly. So I'm assuming the types of materials you use determines what type of relic you get. So I'm assuming this is from the mask. Yeah, event group. Okay. So what is standard? Do these just come from, like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. When I'm in the mood to do that. I feel better about it now. Okay. Oh, I forgot what we were talking about. So, okay, let's do this. Faction. Nope, no, not that. Faction. We're gonna do Skinwalkers. And because I've already invested resources into maxing some skinwalkers, I'm gonna keep going on the skinwalker path and make that the faction that I try to focus and complete next. So we have Yaga the Insatiable. He's going to be sort of like the boss killer with his poisons, and on my team he's my damage dealer. We have Gnarlhorn for crowd control on the waves. We have 2 healers, one of which is a reviver. And then the third person I bring onto the team is still up for debate. There's 2 turn meter boosters, one of which is Channeler. 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns, fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%. And then there's Blood Painter. Fills the turn meter of all allies except this champion by 20%, gives it a 25% increased attack. I like the increased attack. 25% more damage from Yaga is not bad. But he doesn't do the increased speed buff. Channeler brings the increased speed buff. So it's a smaller turn meter boost, but 30% increased speed stays on for 2 turns. I think I like Channeler. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to 6-star Channeler. So then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be my Skinwalker team. And then I'll work on gearing them. Actually, another thing we can do, let's do a impromptu Guardian crafting. Let me actually use all my silver keys first. We'll craft some Guardian set gear. I've been saving it up. Attack champions only. Oh, this is going to be easy. Wait, who's got a bigger aura? Of course you, Carl does. Okay. Ugh. Oh, thank you, Nobed. I appreciate that. I'll check it out. Thanks for helping me out, guys. I appreciate it. Oh, sorry, Eric. I missed your comment. Oh yeah, Artek is great for solo. Most solo champions, you need a what's it called? Regen set, but Artek can actually do it in lifesteal. I've built a lifesteal Artek on my old account, and he can solo Spider hard up to like stage 6, I think. Let's just throw whoever in here. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, if I'm talking to you guys and I miss your comment, don't be afraid to ask again. I'm not ignoring you just to be a jerk. I get distracted easy, and I'm very forgetful. Yeah, relics are pretty dope. I'm gonna wait until I have a better understanding of what I should be looking for in my relics before I start crafting them. So I'm just gonna hold off for now. But I appreciate the help, guys. Yeah, Artek is a really good solo champion. Like, he'll be able to do Spider, Ice Golem, and maybe even Dragon to some extent. But yeah, my Artek was soloing Ice Golem and Spider hard up to like stage 6 in lifesteal gear. So when you're building a solo champion, generally the most important stat is resistance. So like for the classic dungeons, you want like 305 resistance, I think. Something like that, like over 300 for sure. I think it's like 305 or 306 resistance, and then you want accuracy. So a lot of times when you look up a champion guide, you'll be given like a cookie cutter mastery build, but don't forget that if you need plus 50 resistance or plus 50 accuracy to make sure you're resisting the debuffs and placing your own, there are masteries in the mastery tree that could help you get that. Like my Drexler right now, he's got the plus 50 resistance mastery to help him get to where he needed to be, because my gear wasn't good enough to do it otherwise. So don't forget that you have those options available to you. Yeah, it's really hard to get. Relentless is a cool set, and it's fun when it goes off, but if your build is bad, then it's not worth it. You'd be better off just having them in mixed sets with a good build that can carry your account than trying to put him in a flashy set and then kind of, having him fall short of what he needs to do. Sorry. All right, let's put these silver keys. Oops, I don't know why I did that. Let's put these silver keys into the Griffin, and then we'll do a big Guardian crafting session. Because I think Guardian gear is going to be really important for Faction Wars on my account. It just A, because of the healing every turn, that's going to be really nice, and B, it's going to help everybody stay alive. So it's really important when you're trying to 3-star. Yeah, it's always fun watching a Relentless champion pop off and get turn after turn after turn. I know it can be exciting, but he'll probably do more for your account if he's in a build that makes sense in terms of like HP, defense, speed, accuracy, resistance, all that stuff. I think I'm gonna have to do some digging, but I can show you my Artak lifesteal build. I posted it a while back. Oops. Okay. Let me bring this over here then. Let's see. I think it was Raid Help Center. Oh man. There's a ways back. Okay, hold on. I posted it in Discord a really long time ago. Okay. Alright. Video. Okay. Let me move my head out of the way. So this was my Artak's lifesteal build. So it was 83,000 HP, 2,500 defense, give or take, 228 speed, 329 resistance. Now this is the most important thing. You want to make sure he's over 300 so he's not getting like decreased defense or heal reduction debuff placed on him by the Ice Golem minions. So over 300 defense. And then his accuracy was a little lower than I'd like it to have been for hard mode dungeons, but if he misses a few burns, it's not the end of the world, but if he starts taking debuffs, then it is the end of the world. So if you have to sacrifice a little accuracy to get the resistance where it needs to be, it's fine, but obviously you want to make sure you're hitting those accuracy thresholds if your gear can get you there. I think for my mastery build, I actually took the plus 50 accuracy on Artak, if I recall correctly, but this was in lifesteal. Those stats. Where'd it go? So that was Spider 20, he soloed. Ice Golem hard, stage 5, he soloed. This was hard mode. Oh yeah, he had one revenge, like a counterattack accessory, and then immortal on top of the lifesteal too. I needed Spiders 5 hard. So yeah, that was, I mean, Artak is kind of a beast. For sure. Yeah, I remember Relentless is a really cool set on Whisper, that's for sure. If you can hit the... Oops. Hold on. My wife texted me. Okay, I'll deal with that later. It's not important. If you can get the stats that you need without relying on accuracy or resistance in the tier 6 mastery slot, I would say it depends on where you want to use them. If you're going to try to use him to solo Ice Golem, I would not take War Master, because War Master can hose you, and you can incite the counterattack thing that he does on his passive, the Frigid Vengeance. So I would say Oppressor, I think is what it's called, where he gains extra turn meter for all the debuffs he's got placed. That could be a good one. More turn meter means more turns. And that's in the support tree. I'm trying to think of any other ones that'd be really good. Probably that one. If you don't plan to use them in Ice Golem, then War Master. Just for more damage. Man, speaking of solo champions, on that account, before I got Artak, I used to use Tyrant as my dungeon solo. He could do Dragon 20, Spider 20, and Ice Golem 20. And I did a video guide on how I have him built and stuff. But I tried copying other people's masteries, and mastery trees that other people had success with, I could not have success with. And I was confident that I could do it if I was just persistent. So I probably reset my Tyrant's masteries at least 12 different times, trying out all these different combinations of, well, this one plus this one on that tree, but maybe this one plus this one on that tree, like trying all these different combinations, studying my runs, seeing what was working and what wasn't, why it was working and why it wasn't working, like, you know, just trying to min-max everything. And I finally got it down. So, obviously, it costs a lot of gems to reset a champion's masteries over and over like that, but ultimately, it's what I had to do. So don't be afraid to experiment and try things. If you try to follow a guide and following the guide doesn't work for you, just get creative. Read the masteries, see what they do, and try different combinations. Eventually, you'll find one that'll work for you. Hopefully. Yeah, I've reset his mastery so many times. Just really trying to min-max. And I found that while most people recommended using Oppressor for the reasons I mentioned on Artak, Oppressor didn't work for me. With the gear that I had, like with the speed and the HP and the defense, and like it just didn't work. So I eventually, like, I tried Helm Smasher, I tried War Master, I tried all kinds of different things. Like the masteries leading down to the tier 6 masteries, I tried different masteries, like different routes to get to that tier 6. I think I ended up settling on War Master. But because he's strong affinity to Ice Golem, he can't get critically hit, and he has the passive that reduces incoming damage by 15% against enemies under burns. Even if I triggered the Frigid Vengeance mastery on stage 20, my Tyrant wouldn't die because he was just built tanky enough to withstand it. So it's possible that, actually, now that I think about it, depending on, I mean, if you're doing hard, you don't want to get hit by the Frigid Vengeance. That'll mess you up. He's hard mode, he hits hard. But if you're just doing like stage 20, you can probably build your Artak. I think, if I recall correctly, Artak is Magic Affinity. I haven't used him on this account, so it's been a while. But you might be safe if you just have enough HP to take War Master. It will be risky, though. It's something you'll have to test out. So to answer your question, I have no idea. But yeah, my inclination would be the one from the support tree whose name I'm forgetting. That gives you more turn meter. I actually took that one on my Bellower for a while, and it was really awesome. With the Slayer set, and the wearer of the Slayer set gets turn meter boosts for each enemy attacked with an AoE attack. So he was already getting tons of turn meter every time he is attacking because of the Slayer set bonus. And then with Oppressor, that's the name of the master. With Oppressor, because he debuffs on every skill, it was like decrease attack, decrease defense, decrease speed, block cooldown skills. Like, all these debuffs are going out. He's gaining extra turn meter from Oppressor. He was taking 3 turns for every 1 turn that enemies in Dragon 20 were taking. So he was moving on a 3-to-1 turn ratio in Dragon 20. It was amazing. I really like Oppressor on Bellower. Good. I'm glad. I really like to encourage people to try things and test things out. To me, that's just the best way to learn. Like, it not only helps you understand what works and what doesn't, but if you're paying attention, it can help you understand why. Like, oh, this doesn't work because this reason. Like, this is happening when I do this one, and that's not good. So maybe I take a different mastery on it. Like, I don't know. Just getting into the nitty gritty and testing things out is just like you could watch a guide and learn which route to go, but you won't necessarily understand why that's the right way to do it, if that makes sense. So I think for the people who are brave enough to experiment and try things out on their own, you gain a much better understanding of the game. And then one day you'll find you no longer need to look up guides because you just already know what you'll need to do because you've done it before. You just understand the game better, so you don't need to look up a guide. Or at the very least, you have a pretty good idea of what will work. And then, you try it, and if it doesn't, you're like, oh, right, this one doesn't work on this champion in this situation because of this. I didn't take that into consideration. Let me try something else. And then you experiment and you learn and you grow and you just develop this, like, it's like a branching knowledge tree that just sprouts. It's cool. It's a very rewarding experience to figure things out on your own. It's how I prefer to play. I do watch guides occasionally. But normally when I try out a new game, I'll play the game for like 2 weeks before I watch any guides on it, just because I want to try to get an idea. I want to see how well I could do on my own. It's fun. I enjoy the figuring things out process. Unfortunately, I should have started watching guides sooner in Raid because I got impatient and I used a couple of epics as 4-star chickens to rank up my Kayle because I just wanted to max out my Kayle as fast as possible. And one of those epics was a seer. So the first Void Shard I pulled on my account, the one you get for beating campaign, had a seer in it. And I used her as a 4-star chicken. And then when I started looking up guides on Raid, I think it was an Ash video that said best epic in the game, and it had a picture of seer on it on the thumbnail, and I was like, oh no, what have I done? And I watched the video and I was like, oh yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. But speaking of trying things and experimenting, this is not pertaining to Raid, just my life in general. So my daughter wanted me to grow my beard back out. If you're new to the channel, I used to have just a big bushy beard. I'll see if I can find a picture for you. Used to have a crazy, unkempt, horribly grotesque beard. And my daughter wanted me to grow my beard out again. So I told her I would, but I told her if I'm going to grow my beard out again, this time I'm going to keep it well groomed. Okay. So I'm not going to let it get out of control. So that's my beard. It was literally down between my boobs. But I didn't really know how to groom it. So I had to learn. So now I'm trying to learn how to groom my own beard so I don't look like a mountain monster. That is true. Most content creators don't script their guides. If I'm making like a dedicated guide, I usually do. If I'm not writing a script, I'll at least think of what I want to say and like kind of think about how I want to word it, and then I'll record a voiceover just to make sure I'm not stuttering too much, or make sure that I'm being very explicit and clear. But yeah, no, I'm learning to trim my beard. Now, the cost of making a mistake when you're trimming your own beard is that your beard is lopsided and it's ugly and you have to shave it off and restart. So the stakes are actually pretty high. But I trimmed my beard today. I think it looks quite nice. I've been watching a lot of guides and tutorials on how to trim your beard. I've found them to be very informative and educational. But ultimately, understanding how to do it and implementing the technique when you've not practiced it are two completely different things. I think it looks pretty nice. I think it's not perfectly even. Like, I can see where I made mistakes, and I know what areas I need to try to practice and improve on. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, anytime you're trying to learn something new, it just takes practice. It definitely was a gnarly beard, yeah. Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Yeah. Generally, when I do a guide, so like my Ultra Nightmare guide that I did for this account series, and the one I'm gonna do this weekend because I have a new improved version of it, I do plan to do voiceovers. And when I start making videos for Godforge, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna try to get back to that, like, almost like a cinematic, like, rather than just a dude on the screen talking at you, have more planned out styles of videos. I think by the time I started making videos in Raid, there was already such a huge content creator ecosystem, and the ones who were so well established were so much larger than me. It was very difficult to get noticed, so to speak. I think with Godforge being a brand new game when it comes out, there will be so many new people looking for Godforge content, and there will be so little Godforge content actually out, that if I do a guide that hasn't been done before, mine will be the only guide on that topic. People will watch it and be like, oh wow, this guy puts a lot of effort into his videos. I'm going to check here first next time I need a guide. And it will be a new opportunity for me to grow my channel. So I'm really looking forward to that. But thank you, Joe. I do appreciate that. But the trick is going to be obtaining the knowledge and understanding of the game and being able to figure it out and then do guides on it. You know, because when the game first comes out, there won't be any guides. I'll have to figure it out. But that's the fun part for me, is figuring. I like solving that puzzle. There's a ton of stuff about the game. The game's not even out yet, and I'm already like really excited to not only play it but do content on it as well. Like, there is an ultimate system in the game. So we haven't seen all the playable heroes, but of the playable heroes we've seen, there's a pattern. Every hero has a primary skill, a secondary skill, and an ultimate. Now this could vary, as they're planning to launch the game with like 300 heroes. So there could be some variance in that basic skill, secondary skill, ultimate. But in order to use the ultimate, you have to get your ultimate bar from 0 to 100%. And it doesn't have to be that champion's turn to use that champion's ultimate. At least that's how it was in the demo. So in theory, if you had a champion who had let's say a damage dealer, who had a really strong AoE damage ult, but their primary skill and their secondary skill weren't particularly powerful, you could, in theory, bypass building that champion with speed altogether and just stacking them with whatever stat increases their divinity. I'm assuming that's initiative. We don't know for sure. This is just speculation. There's a stat in the game called initiative because we saw the buff initiative up. And it was confirmed that initiative is not tied to turn order or turn meter. The only other thing I could think of that it could affect is the ultimate charge. So if divinity is a stat in the game you can gear your champions with, you could in theory gear your champion with a ton of divinity and forego speed entirely and just spam their ultimate over and over again. Not like over and over, but like you use their ultimate, a few other champions take their turns, use that champion's ultimate again. Like it opens up this entire extra layer of potential strategic, an extra layer of strategic complexity. If it works the way that I'm thinking it will work. Hey, good morning, what's up? I've never played Dynasty Warriors, I might have to check it out. Just to kind of get an idea of how other games do that sort of stuff. But yeah. And so that's just like one layer of things that I have to figure out before I start making content on it. But then there's also their normalized PvE game mode, which they're calling their roguelike game mode, which has been heavily inspired by Slay the Spire. So I bought Slay the Spire last weekend so I can try to get a fair idea of how that game works and try to envision how they would take that style of gameplay and mold it and shape it into their game. And I'm already like picturing stuff in my head of how I think it's going to look. I don't want to like... I also need to manage my expectations because it's entirely possible they take it in a completely different direction than the way I foresee it going. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just really excited to play the game. Really looking forward to see what the Fateless team cooks up. And I'm really excited to cover it on the channel. It is possible, yeah. I do know that there are some skills that seem to have like subtext on it that says, gain a certain amount of... I'd have to go back and watch the videos that I made that cover it, but yeah, that seems to be a possibility. But yeah, but Hell Hades did say, I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch my videos. I don't remember exactly what was said. It's been too long now. It's been several months. But when they first showcased the demo, I did a react to it and pointed out like a lot of stuff, like reading between the lines, basically. Yeah, I got pretty good at like Hell Hades has a tell. I don't want to say what that tell is, but when I see it, I know that I can tell when has to think carefully about how he words something so he doesn't accidentally spoil something. So when he does his tell, I can tell when he's being careful about the way he words things. And then from there I could be like, okay, well, what did he actually say? And then basically like extrapolate from the words he's using to like, I don't know. But it's been fun, like, trying to read between the lines. I stopped making content on Godforge because the amount of passion I was putting into being hyped for Godforge, like my hypometer was cranked to 11 for like a year and a half, and the game hadn't even come out yet. Like, I was putting so much effort into being excited for Godforge that I was actually already starting to get burned out on it, so I had to like take a step back. So I was putting in an unhealthy level of attention to something that doesn't even exist yet. So moderation is definitely something I need to learn so I don't burn myself out. I've never been good at moderation. I usually hyperfixate on something excessively until I can't stomach it anymore, and then I stop, like, put it down and move on to something else and hyperfixate on that forever. So, and the cycle repeats, and I don't want that to happen with Godforge. I think I will be in a very unique position for covering it. Like, if I start playing from the time the game launches as a free-to-play player, I will be in a unique position to cover endgame content as a free-to-play player when the endgame content releases. That's pretty rare. There's only a very small handful of Raid Shadow Legends content creators who can do that. One of them was BGE, but when he got kicked out of the content creator program, he stopped covering Raid. And then the other one I would say is Arabad. And Boozer maybe too. I forget about him sometimes. Your restart, is that when you like just reroll accounts over and over? Yeah, I do that too. Like this is probably like on my 5th account or something. Oh man. So I had my first original account, which I spent money on. I probably spent a couple $1,000s on, and I just got frustrated with the way I was being treated by Plarium, so I quit playing the game. Before I quit playing, around the time Ninja came out, I created a secondary, like a free-to-play alt account. So when I was coming back to Raid, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna give Plarium another dime for as long as I live. Let's play on this free-to-play account. So I took the Ninja free-to-play account, which was like 2 or 3 months in, and that became my new main account. And that was the account I started making progress on for my channel. Or the account I started making content on for my channel was that free-to-play Ninja account. And then I have this Raid Only Plus, and then I was doing my hashtag No Dime Lifetime series, and that got overridden by the Santa Sir Nicholas exploit account that I made, but then that account got hacked, or not hacked, it got banned. So I just quit for playing Raid for a while. Oh, I haven't seen any King Arthur gameplay, Bokas. I don't even know what that looks like. The only King Arthur videos I watched was Susie doing a shard pull. Oops. Oh, wow. So you're a chronic reroller. I think they were actually talking about in one of their podcasts recently trying to do what they can to negate the necessity for rerolling. 300 accounts, that's crazy. One of the things that I suggested that they do is rather than do what a lot of games do, where you're guaranteed a legendary champion in like your first 20 summons or whatever. Because if you do that, people are 100% going to reroll until they get what they perceive to be the best one. Instead of doing that, have like 5 promo codes. Because right now we know that there's like 5 types of champions. There could be more, but as far as we know, there's 5. There's like the Slayer, the Brawler, the Evoker, and 2 more, whatever they are. If they just had a promo code where you can type Brawler, it gives you a Brawler champion. So maybe like Hercules or Anubis or whatever. And you put in the Evoker promo code and you get a really powerful like support champion. So you get to choose, like, do you want the hard carry glass cannon damage dealer? Do you want the tanky Brawler? Do you want the support champion? Do you want the tank defender is what they're calling them? And I forget what the last one is called. It's like the disruptor. Like, do you want, So depending on what you want for your account, you can target that style of champion to be your first like early game carry. I think that would be interesting. The Santa debacle. Yeah. Yeah. It was fun while it lasted, I'll put it that way. I knew that they were likely to get banned. That didn't surprise me. But I gotta say, I was still a little disappointed when the account got banned, because I was having a lot of fun on it. But I got to a point where I was like, I stopped playing Raid because that account got banned, and I didn't really, that was an account I was having a lot of fun on. So I just kind of started watching like TV shows on Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever, for a few months, and I basically caught up on all the shows that I hadn't, been meaning to catch up on and haven't had time because I've been too busy playing Raid. I watched all my shows, ran out of things to watch, and I got bored. I was like, man, I need a game to play. So I tried a few games and nothing really stuck. I was like, all right, I'll just download Raid, whatever. I'm back, begrudgingly. Charms for the portal would be dope. Imagine if in Godforge they had like ingots that you could add to your summoning crystals that when you forge them it increases your chance of getting like, an epic or legendary. That'd be pretty cool. That's an interesting idea. You should submit that in their game ideas thread on their Discord. Are you on the Fateless Discord, Joe? Or if you don't want to, if it seems like too much work, I could write one up. Let's see. No. What? Did they make a mega thread? No, they didn't. Where's game idea threads? Where'd it go? Okay. I'll tell you what. I will write the thread for you and give you credit. How about that? I gotta find... I seem to have lost where you do it at. I know I'm overlooking it. I know it's there. My dyslexia. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. All right, I'll keep that tab open so I remember to fill that out. That's a good idea. Ooh, yeah, faction and yeah, that's a good idea too. So a lot of games will have like banners, is what they call them in other games. But maybe like charms at the Godforge. Let's craft a bunch of Guardian sets or pieces. So we're gonna do rank and rarity. Let's just do mythical. Why not, right? And then we're gonna use speed charms because I need lots of speed on my Guardian gear. Trying to think if I want to do. I should probably do like weapon, helm, and shield. Because those are the easiest to get good pieces on. Like the piece is less likely to go to waste if I get a weapon, helm, or shield because I don't have to worry about the primary stat. I'm just trying to decide if that's what I want to do or not. Oh, I'll show you my sparring pit. Yeah, so normally what I do is I will put 5 4-star food champs in here. Wait for them to level up to 40, and then I use food to rank them up into 5 stars. But I've been doing that so much that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 11. I got 11 5 stars. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got these 5. These were my last sparring pit chickens. But I don't have the 4-star food to rank them up. So what I've done is I've put 3 stars in. So once these 3 stars hit 30, I could rank them into 4 stars. And then use those 4 stars to rank up the level 40 4 stars into more 5-star chickens. Whew, it's layers of chickens. I just put chickens in here, really. If there's a champion that I want to build, I don't wait around for them to be in the sparring pit. It takes too long. First, if I'm like specifically waiting for it, I get impatient. But if it's just food champs, then I don't care. I just click it when they level up, and then it just pumps out food for me. Yeah, so that's my strategy. I do have it fully upgraded too, which I don't know. I wasn't using my gems for anything else, and they would just keep piling up. So I just, you know, went for it. Never played sort of Convallaria. Convallaria. No, I've never played that. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. What are we? Guardian set. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that sounds like something that is up my alley or not, but it sounds interesting at the very least. Actually, turn-based. I do like turn-based games. I don't know. It sounds cool. All right, I need to focus up. Let's see. I think I'm not going to use type charms. I'm just going to use we'll get what we get. Okay, so generally what I look for in Guardian set is speed. Accuracy certainly doesn't hurt because champions need accuracy to land their debuffs. And then mostly I'm looking for like HP percentage after that. 6-star attack piece is not terrible. I will need damage dealers for Faction Wars. Crit rate, speed, accuracy, these are fine. Crit rate, defense, HP, so defense, HP, resistance. I'll keep it. Yeah, sure. I'm generally pretty lenient with what I keep with Guardian because I'm going to need so much of it for all my Faction Wars teams. HP boots, though, those are a little... I don't know. I'll roll it. If I get like a triple speed roll, maybe those could be worth keeping. I don't know. So speed, accuracy, defense, that's really nice. Flat attack, but they could triple roll speed. Oh, man. Generally... I think any 6-star epic or legendary is probably worth keeping to see if I get a triple roll. And if I do get a triple roll, Chaos Aura it and see what I get. So I'll keep this for now, even though it on its own. Okay, there's no speed. Again, I was just saying about I don't know. I should probably sell this one, but I'm going to keep it because I'm a sucker. I see the speed roll and I'm like, okay. I will sell the flat defense with no speed, though. Defense percentage. Yeah, I'm keeping a lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't. This is going to go. That's gone. Okay. Okay. 6-star with speed. Yeah, that's a keeper. Speed, HP, accuracy. That's a really nice one. Flat HP, there's no speed though, so if there was speed on this, I would actually keep it. I'll keep... Oh wow, this is a good damage piece. I don't know if I'm gonna end up building my damage dealers in Guardian, but if I do, that would be nice to have. But yeah, anything with speed is just HP percentage with speed and defense percentage. This is like a god tier piece. I can actually might be able to make use of that on my current clan boss team. Get rid of that one. Wow. Get rid of that. Speed, we're going to keep it. Speed, we're going to keep it. We haven't got a single mythical yet. All those mythical charms out the window. Wow. Speed, HP percentage, accuracy. That's a really good one. Resist, well... Okay, I'll keep it. We got speed. We're gonna keep that one. Flat defense, but it has speed, so we're keeping it. Could potentially use it for clan boss. Same thing with this. If that triple roll speed, I might be able to make use out of it. Flat HP with speed again. I'm gonna keep it. Sell the resistance with no good substats. HP percentage with speed on a 6-star. That's 2 from the same crafting session. I am going to keep the crit rate ones. Dark Kale needs 100% crit rate. to extend the duration of the debuffs on the target. So we do need 100% crit rate on Dark Kael when we get them. That can probably go. Speed and accuracy and crit rate. That can go. That can go. If this started at 5, I would keep it, but it's starting at 4, so it's already at kind of like a disadvantage. And the second stat is attack, like flat attack. Okay, no speed on those. We're going to sell them. Speed and defense, we keep it. Flat HP with no speed, that can go. HP percentage with speed and defense percentage. That's a juicy one. Flat attack boots. I don't think I ever keep flat attack boots. Okay. Like, at least with flat HP and flat defense, I'm increasing a champion's survivability, but flat attack is just not what I'm looking for, especially on the boots. And now here's a flat attack chest with speed. 6-star. This could potentially roll 24 speed on it. Okay, I'll keep it for now. Just to see if it triple rolls speed, I might be able to put on a damage dealer. Or something. I don't know. I should probably sell it, actually. I'm such a sucker, man. That needs to go. Okay. Resistance with speed. I don't think I want to keep resist chests. Okay, no speed, that can go. HP percentage with speed on the gloves, I'll take that. Low roll of speed on the I'll keep it. When you're trying to speed tune a clan boss team, having just multiple options, like even if this doesn't like max roll, I might find myself in a position where I need a shield that's got 2 less speed on it. So having, you know, just having options for speed tuning is really nice. So I'll keep that one. Man, I've gotten a couple like S tier guardian pieces so far. I just hope they roll well. Again, I'll keep anything with speed on it. I'm probably gonna keep, just for the sake of speed tuning. 6-star speed boots with defense percentage. Don't mind if I do. No speed. It is 6-star though. Maybe I keep it to try to chaos or it. I'll sell the flat attack gloves. Keep that. Keep that. Speed and HP percentage is pretty nice. Accuracy chest, but there's no speed in the substats. We'll get rid of that. Okay. Flat defense with speed is less than ideal, but again, for speed tuning purposes, I'm going to hang on to it. Accuracy with crit rate and speed. It's just interesting enough that I think I can... Wow. 6-star legendary with speed and HP is nice. Speed and defense on a shield, 6-star. That can go. Flat HP boots can go. Defense percentage with speed and the substats on the boots. I think that's interesting enough to keep. Flat HP gloves, but no speed, so that's going to go. Ooh, there's some potential on that one. 6-star legendary with speed. I could roll like 30 speed, man. That'd be insane. Another... Damn, we're getting some decent pieces. Or pieces with a lot of potential. Speed, defense, HP. That's a juicy shield, man. Attack percentage gloves, but they do have speed. I'm a sucker, man. Like, I really should sell that. Just the Guardian set is just so important. I don't know. I should sell those gloves, but I'm going to keep them. Because I'm a sucker. I'm just such a sucker for this set. I don't think I'll ever use those. Flat HP gloves with speed and accuracy. These actually I will keep. I think those are better than most people would give them the credit for. I'm going to sell this. I don't need the attack percentage gloves. Like if I want to build a damage dealer, I've got a few crit rate gloves in Guardian already. I've even got some crit damage gloves that are pretty nice. Attack percentage with crit rate. Oh, these are gloves. If that was a chest piece, I would keep it. HP this is the third one. The third 6-star HP percentage with speed. That's so nice. Keep that. Speed and HP, baby. Defense with HP. Yeah, I'll keep that. Sell that one. Speed, accuracy. Yeah, I'll keep that. Speed, crit rate, accuracy, HP. Keep that. Flat attack. With the high rolls, they're taunting me at this point. They're trying to see if I'll like, hey, let's see if we can get that sucker to keep one of these bad gloves. Okay, fine. Flat attack boots. I don't think there's any universe. Like, look at the substats though: speed, accuracy, resistance. Like it, man. All right, I know I'm a sucker. I gotta get rid of them. That can go. That can stay. Speed. Sorry, defense percentage with speed, HP, and accuracy. We'll keep that. That can go. HP percentage, boots with speed. I'll keep that. Flat defense with no speed. That goes. Good gloves. Flat defense with speed. I keep. Attack percentage with no speed or crit rate. That goes. And then that's just kind of a nice tanky piece. Like, if it rolls speed at level 12, that could be decent. I'll keep it. Okay. This is the last of my speed charms. Maybe I shouldn't have done a 10 pull. HP, man, we got a ton of HP percentage chess pieces were something I was severely lacking in this set. And I just got 4 or 5 maybe from this crafting session. This has been really productive. I think it's 4 HP, and then a couple gloves. Keep that. Attack percentage with crit rate. Even though this isn't like what I'd be looking for on a Guardian set piece, just as like a broken set piece, just attack percentage with a high roll 7% crit rate. Like, if this double rolls crit rate, that could potentially get up to like 21% crit rate from a single piece on an attack chest. So I'm keeping that, even though it's not like a good Guardian piece. That's good. And something I've learned about since using the Hell Hades gear optimizer is, if I have an increased defense buff, which I always will on my clan boss team, HP chests and HP gloves seem to be the way to go. Do I use accuracy charms? What else would I be looking for? I don't think I'm going to use any charms. So if I use like a defense charm, for example, and it procs, then it means it's less likely that I get a speed roll. So we're just gonna raw dog it, no charms. Accuracy, no speed, that can go. Speed, accuracy, HP, that's pretty decent. Attack percentage gloves can go. That can go. Attack boots with no speed or crit rate, those are gone. HP percentage chest with accuracy, but no speed. I think I keep it. That could be a Faction Wars piece. That can go. That can go. And flat HP with speed I will keep. Actually, if you look at my marked, she's wearing flat defense gloves. But because they rolled 18 speed, I was able to get her to 252. Which is really important for my speed tune. So those actually turned out to be like an S tier piece for my account. So yeah, that's the Guardian crafting. What are we gonna do? We're gonna build continue fleshing out our Skinwalkers faction war team. So who did we say we were gonna build? Faction Skinwalkers. So we're going to build Channeler next. To collection. We'll lock that dude up. And I've got more for the fusion in the future. Okay. Okay, he is 6-star. Lamberber 6-star, he's 6-star. Yeah, let's just start building Channeler. Last account roll for the day. Hopefully it rolls well for you. So the question is, do we keep farming? I think I'm just Just gonna farm food and campaign the old-fashioned way. I'm getting a little low on mystery shards. Not like insanely low, but low enough that I feel like I need to kind of restock. So let's just do campaign. Actually, before I do, it's 34 minutes left on this. Let's re-up, shall we? Okay. And I can buy this. The biggest downside to taking time off from an account, I probably had like 6 weeks worth of XP boosts saved up on my account, and then I quit playing, and then it all dropped off, and now I'm like trying to build it back up again. That's been a pain in the patootie. There's no more in here, it looks like. But yeah, we can always buy some from the shop. Is it the gem shop? Yeah, we can buy the big ones. Three days at a time if I need to. If I feel like I'm going to be doing it for several days. Which I might be, because, you know, I've got all these, so many 5-star chickens just lying around. I need to start using them up in 6-starring champions. Start taking on faction wars. That's really the next step for this account, is faction wars. And I'd really like to do it before Godforge comes out. I don't know if I'm going to have time to play both games, or at least both games to an extent that will be so time consuming as beating faction wars on a rares only account. And also like really getting into the nitty gritty and trying to learn how to play Godforge. I don't know if I'll have time to do both, so I'd like to get Lydia before Godforge comes out, just to check it off my bucket list. The beta is probably in about 3 months. I don't know how long the beta period is going to last for, but game launch might not be until September, so we do have time. I don't know why, but I really like ranking up my commons to 5-star. So I use my uncommons and rares as chickens, and just like rank up these dudes. But I need to farm up a bunch of 3-star chickens to feed into these guys and have those ready for them when they hit 30. So these 3-star chickens are ready. So now we need more 2-stars. Boop, boop, boop. I keep hearing noises. I think one of my cats is nearby, fiddling around. Now we'll go to 12-3 Brutal. Hey, congrats, Joe. Lydia's big, man. That's awesome. Yeah. I use Lydia everywhere on my old account. I'm gonna say something, but it's very important to me that you guys... Okay, hold on. On the 3rd ever live stream I ever did on this channel, I finished Faction Wars and got Lydia. On my last live stream, I was talking about it nostalgically and sort of remembering it fondly. Don't go watch it. I went back and watched it and I was cringing so hard. At the time, I was using my cell phone camera for my webcam, and it was distorting the shape of my face, and it was like too close to my face, so my face looked really, it looked like I was like right in front of the camera. I wasn't, but it just looked like the camera was like right here. As back when I had my hideously unkempt beard. I had some technical difficulties at the start of the stream. I was using a different microphone. Like, all of it was just so bad, so bad. It was nice to see how much I've grown as a content creator. It was nice to see, like, wow, I've come a very long way. But it was really cringe to watch. I couldn't watch it. I was like, I can't do this to myself. I have to. I was proud of how far I've come though. But yeah, don't watch it. Or if you do, just know that I was still figuring things out back then. I mean, I'm still figuring things out today. I'm not trying to say that I've mastered content creation. Certainly have room to grow. But I've come come a long way. I think it's good to. It had occurred to me that to take it down, but I think it's good to keep that stuff up as just a reminder to see how far I've come. Okay. It's important to see growth. It makes you realize, puts things into perspective. Man, how long ago was that? It's probably almost 2 years now. Maybe I should put Chandler. I'll put him in the next batch, so he can. I'll level him up to 30, and I'll use those 3-star chickens I just farmed to level him to 40. And then when he's rank him to 4-star. And then while he's leveling from 1 to 40, I'll keep intermittently changing the food in and out. And I think I've got enough chickens to convert 1 4-star or 1 5-star into. I don't know. I'll have to look. I think I can 5-star him with the chickens I have. I can certainly 6-star him too. Man, I'm actually really nervous. I think the first faction I tried to push Faction Wars in, and I say push, like, I mean a very light push, was Undead Hordes. Because I had 4 champions that I felt were good enough for it, kind of built already. So I just needed a 5th. So I built Dark Aethel, and man, I was struggling. It really put into perspective how difficult Faction Wars is going to be. Oh, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. On those early videos, I did actually write a script. And I think it's very apparent by how well organized the information was and how it was presented. I really do. It takes a lot more work though. But I think in the end it's worth it. I think if I can get back to making videos like that, I will. It's just live streaming is a lot of fun. It's still work, but it's work to a different degree. It's a different kind of work. It's yeah. Let's put these fellas in since they're already or maybe not. I didn't need to do that. Where's Chandler? This is the one. He's level 8 already. Oh, no. And we'll throw some chickens in there. Yeah, the biggest issue is that I shouldn't say issue. It takes so much more time to do it the way I used to do it, which is why I kind of stopped doing it that way. But I think overall it's probably worth it just because the end product is so much better. Yeah, I usually try to have a good idea of. There have been times where I was getting ready to record my weekly update for the Bears Only Plus series, and oh, that dude's got a wild mohawk. Sorry, look at that mohawk. I was getting ready to. I was going in to record my Bears Only Plus. I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted to say. I recorded it, and then as I was editing the footage, I was like, "This sucks. I can't upload this video," so I deleted it and re-recorded the whole thing. So I certainly don't okay, I did script one of my Rares Only Plus weekly updates, and then I did a community poll to see if people liked the scripted format more, or more of like the freestyle, just kind of talking off the top of my head about what I've done that week. And a majority of people actually preferred the unscripted version, which I was completely shocked by. I think it was like the week 4 update. It's the one that has Reliquary Tender on the thumbnail. That is the one that I scripted. And I thought it would be an overwhelming majority in favor of the scripted format. But that wasn't the case. I was shocked. But that's the style of video that I did that got me a lot of positive attention in the early days of my channel. So I thought maybe going back to my roots, it would help with my channel growth. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting. What's up, Muffin Baller? Yeah, I was just about to say, long time no see. You beat me to it. I don't know. I think, certainly for the sake of making guides, I think it's 100% for the best. And when I start making guides for Godforge, that's the style I'm going to try to stick to, because I think it will just make for better content overall. Okay. I think... I need another 4-star chicken. Okay. Sorry for that one time. I guess I don't remember. All is forgiven, I guess. Yeah, I think so too, Joe. That makes a lot of sense to me. And that's kind of, I think, when I start playing Godforge, once the game launches and it's live, what I think I'll do is do similarly in Godforge what I'm doing now, where I do a weekly update to share my progress with everybody, to let them know what I'm doing, what I'm focusing on, where I'm farming, you know, what champions I've pulled, all that stuff, just to keep people up to date on my progress on a week-to-week, like similar to what I'm doing with the Rares Only Plus. Just to let people know what I've got going on. And then when I go to make a specific guide about a particular content, I'll do sort of a scripted, like what you saw in the early days of my channel, like how to build a clan boss team, you know, like the how to gear your champions, all that stuff. Like get back into that style of like heavily scripted, heavily edited. And what's funny is I didn't really know how to use the YouTube video editor that I was using, or the editor itself. I was using the free version, and the editor that I was using with the free version didn't have the capacity to do the things that I wanted it to do. So I did a lot of like super ghetto hacks while I was recording. So, hold on. I'll show you exactly what I mean. This is actually kind of funny. I've never told anybody this. I got really creative with my problem-solving skills. Come here. Let's go to my channel real quick. I forgot what it's been for a second. Okay, let's videos sort by oldest. Okay. It's going to be a blast from the past. Actually, let me slide to the left. I'll shrink this down a little bit so I'm not covering the whole screen. Okay. Let's see here. Hold on. Oh. So this blue line or square that's going around, that's done in Microsoft Paint. So what I mean by that is I opened up Microsoft Paint and I made it green, and then I put the blue square on there, and then I applied what's called a chroma key in my OBS So I'll show you what I mean by that. So filters, I'll even show you what I'm doing. So you open the filters tab, you go add filter, you add chroma key. That's fine, name it that. And then you apply it, so you set it to green, and now you see how it's not capturing the green? So I did that, and I had Microsoft Paint window over my Raid Shadow Legends window, so the green wasn't captured, and the Raid underneath it was showing through. That's how I did that effect. Let me turn that filter off, or just get rid of it. Yeah, so that's how I did that, and I used this same technique on a bunch of other videos as well. So when you see me move it, when I'm talking about crit damage gloves, oh, right there. Okay. So when you see me move it, from crit rate, blah blah blah. That was in Microsoft Paint. I just clicked on the blue square and I moved it on my screen. That's how I did that. And I used that same technique on... where's it at? This one. When I'm talking about the sparring pit. So, okay. Again, this is Microsoft Paint. I did the green screen with, or maybe I did blue and then used a green so I could use a green square on this one. I just set the chroma key to cancel out blue. But this red X is Microsoft Paint. This green rectangle is Microsoft Paint. Now I use, what's it called? DaVinci Resolve for my video editing software. I'm sure this is Microsoft Paint. I just made it black, and I made the yellow text box. So this, and when I finish making the slide, I just hit record on it for like 5 seconds, and then I just edited this into my timeline and then did the voiceover. So this is all Microsoft Paint. Like I use Microsoft Paint for everything. This is all Microsoft Paint. Like I used Microsoft Paint for everything. Actually, speaking of Microsoft Paint, hold up. My thumbnails, these were all made in Microsoft Paint. I made these thumbnails in Microsoft Paint. I used it for everything. I think this is, no, this is the first, no, this one. Yeah, this right here is the first thumbnail I didn't use Microsoft Paint. I forget what I used. I used Canva now, but then I used Adobe Express. Sorry, this is super random and off topic, but it's amazing what you can do when you're backed into a corner and you have to be creative because you can't afford the expensive solutions. I've always been an avid problem solver. Video MacGyver, yeah. So in the video where I'm like the energy efficiency guide, I forget, it was the one with the guy on the thumbnails like tapping his head, like that one. At the very end, there's a scene where it like slowly zooms in on him. But did my camera just zoom in? Yes, it did. I gotta turn that off. There's a spot where like the camera slowly zooms in on the guy. Since I didn't know how to do that with the video editing software, what I did instead was hit record on OBS and take the still image and click and drag on it slowly so it looked like it was zooming in on the guy's face. Dude, I did everything so like ghetto back then. Yeah. So it would take me forever to make my videos because I didn't know how to use the software. I was just winging it. So yeah. it would literally take me. It took me that the first how to gear your champions guide that I made. It took me 3 days to make that video, like 8 hours a day, like a literal entire weekend to make that video because I was learning how to use all the softwares and stuff. MS Paint is like the version-only equivalent of video editing. Yeah, I did so much with Microsoft Paint in the early days because I didn't know how to use anything else. I just made it work, man. All my secrets revealed. It's so funny. So, because I was using Microsoft Paint, some of those thumbnails took me ages to make. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Hold on. Let's go to my channel real quick. So this one with Vizix, how to build a tank. I photoshopped this in MS Paint, pixel by pixel, going around her outline. Just slowly, like, cutting her out. I did the same thing with Haikatoon. Luckily, I didn't have to do it with the clan boss. If you look, you can see he was just kind of on, like, a black background, so that was really nice. But I did it with Mother Sybil, too. Like, slowly, painstakingly, like, just by hand, cutting her out of the background. The Vizix one took me like 2 hours just to Photoshop out the background for this thumbnail. So I probably spent more time on this thumbnail. Same thing with the Haikatoon. These two thumbnails, I probably spent like 3 hours a piece on both of these thumbnails. And look how basic they are. But with the software I use, the program I use now, it's called Canva. I could literally just, so this is the thumbnail for the video. So let's, you guys, so this was what the picture, that's my, that's how dirty my house is behind the green screen. So that's the picture I took. And I just clicked a single button that said remove background, and it did that. With Microsoft Paint, that would have taken me hours to do. So now I just do it with the click of a button. Huge quality of life, huge time saver. Yeah. As nostalgic as the Microsoft Paint days are to me, I will never go back. Yeah. Okay. Let us upgrade Channeler. Boop, boop, boop. I forgot I had those chickens. That's really convenient. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. He's rank 4 now. And I have how many 3 stars? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to level up. How many 4 stars do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have enough for him. So I can continue leveling him up. But then I need to just make... I think I need another 4-star chicken, right? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could rank him to 40. Sorry, I level him to 40 and rank him into 5-star, and I've got the 5-star chickens. So I could just throw kind of whatever food in there I want. I definitely will, Joe. I don't know. I've done a lot for Raid. I don't know if there's a whole lot that still need to be done. So, yeah, I don't know. For this series, I did a voiceover style. I will say it was partially scripted for Scarab King, when I did my Scarab King guide for this series. So stuff like that. If it's a dedicated guide trying to teach people how to do something very specific, I will at the very least do a partially scripted thing. So like all the information leading up to just before I hit play to show the run play out was all scripted, and then while the run was going, I was kind of just winging it. Because I was sort of doing commentary, like, oh, like this champion resisted that, this champion got crowd controlled by this. Look how good, what's his name, Shield Guard is at clearing the waves, like that kind of stuff. So that was commentary, just reacting to what's happening in real time. But everything leading up to that was scripted. I think it's good to have a nice balance of both, so I don't just sound like a robot the whole time. Yeah, yeah. I've definitely made that choice to where if I am going to make a guide, it's going to be a scripted voiceover guide. I think that's just the best way to handle that style of content, in my personal opinion. And that's definitely how I'm going to do it for Godforge. Ding, press are done. Ding, press are done. And I'm really excited. Like, it feels surreal to be trying to push Faction Wars on this account. Like, it's something that's been on the back burner for so long, and like now that I'm actually finally doing it, it's just like, it feels weird. Like, I don't know. But it's really like the final frontier. I mean, aside from like Doom Tower Hard. Because, like, getting Lydia is just such a huge milestone for people. And if I could do it on this account, that means literally anyone could do it. And I think that's really neat. That's one of the things that is really exciting to me. And I think if I can get Lydia on this account, I will do a video explaining each faction individually, showing the team I used and why I used them. I think that will be good, and I'll probably do a voiceover style content for that too. Like, why this is a champion, these are the champions I used, here's why I used them. You don't need to use these exact champions, but if you're going to replace them, these are the types of skills you're looking for when you do, I guess. Oh, cool, more energy. Because anytime you're building a team in Raid, it's not about any one champion. It's about filling the roles on your team. Oh, nice. Yeah, it really annoyed me that the last free gear removal started on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, because I was at work. It's like, I don't have time to like sit down and re-gear all my teams on a Wednesday. I don't have time to do that crap until Saturday. I think so too, Unfrugal. That's why I plan to do it. It's just the challenge is getting there, right? I'll probably do them as I go, like once I complete a faction. The problem is I work during the week and I don't have time to make videos. And due to the nature of Faction Wars, I can't control when they open. So it might be that Sylvan Watcher is never open on a weekend that I'm ready to record. You know what I mean? It's like, I because I can't control when they open. I mean, I technically can. I've got a one-time open all Faction Wars for one day. I could crack into this, but it's a one-time use thing. I could make like I could do a thing where I activate it and record all of the videos in a single sitting. That would be insanely exhausting. And then just edit it into multiple videos so people don't have to watch the entire freaking thing just to get the... If they're only focused on one faction, they wouldn't have to watch the entire video. I would break it up into 14 videos or whatever. Oh, Jesus. I forgot. If I don't do the team setup, she doesn't just use her A1. Actually, maybe she will. Maybe I'll give her a chance. I'll try it. Because I've re-geared her recently. So maybe if she knows she's strong enough to one-shot the entire wave, maybe she'll just do it. Oh, she A1'd. Do I not need the team setup anymore? Hey, nice. Yeah, if she's not confident she could one-shot the wave, she doesn't use her A1. She'll use her A2 or A3. And it's really annoying because it slows down the campaign farming, but it looks like we don't need it. That's nice. Did you get it done, Joe? And that's another thing, is moving gear around. I'm gonna have to, if I do the video like that, I'm probably going to have to oh, I forgot how annoying 1-stars are. I don't usually farm 1-stars in campaign. I usually just level them up in the tavern. But I want to save my silver because I don't want to say I'm low, but I don't have a ton lying around. I'll probably have to find a gear removal fee reduction voucher and use it on the same day that I do the open all the faction crypts and try to just knock it out. I might have to. That's gonna be a heck of a day. I'm gonna like, babe, I know this is crazy, but you're just gonna have to leave me alone for 12 hours while I go work on this video. Or 13 or 14 hours if it takes me an hour to do each one. Oh, it was on. Hold on. Let's see if she does it. Oh, this isn't normal. I need to go to brutal. Nope. Okay, does she do it? A1. No, she doesn't. That's so annoying. You have the power. I mean, she's fast enough that it's like 1 extra second. But, you know, 1 extra second over the course of hundreds of runs, it adds up. Rather than just do it like this. Oh, nice. Congrats, dude. Oh, you did say you got her, didn't you? I feel like you told me that you got Lydia. Maybe that. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I kind of answered the question. So initially, the first video editing software I used was Adobe Rush, the free version, which was extremely intuitive and user-friendly to figure out. I learned it really fast. It was very intuitive and made a lot of sense. And then about right around the time I started covering Godforge, I decided it was time to switch and learn a more powerful video editing software. And that's when I switched to DaVinci Resolve. And while there were some growing pains for like the first 3 weeks trying to learn how to use it, it was a little rough. But now that I've got the hang of it, it is so much better. I can do so much more in that software than I ever could in the free version of Adobe Rush. I'm using the free version of DaVinci Resolve too. I've considered upgrading, but to buy the full version, it's $300, so it's kind of a lot. But your license lasts a lifetime, so no matter how many times they update it, that license carries over from version to version. Yeah. I've always thought Chonoru would be a cool one, but I've never built her. But just looking at her kit, it looks like she would be able to be like a quick farmer. I just like using Soulbond because I already use her in content. Like, I'm not like wasting gear on her by making her my campaign farmer. She's a legitimate champ. Oh, speaking of legitimate champ, I need to show you guys something. I could either show you the screenshot or I could do it live. I think it'll be more exciting to do it live. Soulbond is absolutely cracked. So when I was trying to push, is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? This one will probably work to illustrate my point. I think it was this one. No, not auto. Not auto. Okay. Look how much damage she's going to do to this Duchess. 127. Now, I can make it better. Okay, that was without the weekend. So we do this. We do this. Just gonna A1, then freeze with your Carl. It doesn't really matter what I do here. And now we'll try to do the A1 weaken on this Duchess. We got it. Okay, now watch. $152,000. With better, like the top end of RNG, I've seen her hit for 170k. How cool is that? Just one shots the Duchess. Soulbound Bowyer is wild. She's one of my favorite champions on this account. I use her for so much. I'm gonna stick with 2 stars for now. Oh, okay, I lied. Okay, we're gonna go. I changed my mind. I don't mind leveling 1 stars when I'm doing dungeon solos, because it's like it's free effectively. It doesn't cost anything. Because I'm just doing the dungeon anyway. But it feels bad to do it in campaign. Because I'm spending energy specifically to level them. So normally I do my 1 stars with like Drex and Dragon or whatever. And that's what I should have been doing. But now I gotta do this. Maybe hold on, there might be a more efficient way to do this. I'll rank them all up at once. This is, yeah, this feels faster. As long as I don't misclick. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. Oops, no, bam. This one, that one. Okay, now I'll upgrade the rank to make sure I don't do too many. Yeah, this is more like assembly line like. This feels way more efficient than how I was doing it before. Double click, bam, bam. Okay. 1 for, okay. Actually, these ones. That are already level 4 from the level a champion in your tavern 3 times quest every day. Oops, lost my train of thought. Why am I using Void Brews? Because I rarely have Void champions that I build on this account. Like, the next one's going to be Vizix. I don't really have any use for them. And even if you, here, I'll show you in a second. If you're using Brews, it takes 2 regardless of the affinity if you on 1-star champions. So if I use 1, doesn't do it. So I would need 2 anyway. Or you can do like 1 plus 3 1-stars. But yeah, since I don't have any Void champions that I'm planning to level anytime soon, I'm just using the Void Brews. Aside from Vizix. I am going to level Yannica here pretty soon. Next personal reward CVC. So yeah, I want to save my Spirit Brews. No, I don't do fusions on this account. So the parameters of this account are, it's my free-to-play, rares only plus. So I'm only using champions who are rare, uncommon, or common, plus any champion who is free and permanently available to all players. So I'm not doing any fusions. Sorry, I'm not doing any temporary fusions. Any fusion who is in the game for free and permanently available, like Lady Mikage, Rosin Scarhide, Broadmaul, these are all on the table because they're free and they're permanently available. The Fragment summons, she is technically free and permanently available. I've got Yannica ready to summon. Mithrala, she's on the table. Akoth, like all these Doom Tower champions. This guy, you know, these are all within the parameters of my challenge. So my objective is to show people how to beat the game without relying on shard pull RNG, basically. Also, the reason I'm not doing temporary fusions is because I want this series to be as educational and as relatable to as many people as possible for as long as possible. So if I start using fusions and beating the game using fusions, and then somebody stumbles upon this series like a year or two from now, they're not going to be able to use it as like a guiding light because I'm using champions they might not have access to. So that's sort of the idea behind it. Oh, okay, yeah. Now we don't really need to worry about fusions on this account. Which that also came from a personal preference because I don't like doing fusions. They're very stressful. One of the things that burned me out on my old account was completing the Nishak fusion. That fusion burned me out so hard. I got serious fusion fatigue, and I just... The next fusion after Nishak was Pythion. And at that point in time, I had not yet completed my Lizardman Faction Wars. So I was like, okay, I want to do this fusion. I was planning to do the fusion. The moment the fusion went live, the first event was an Ice Golem event. And I just like, I do not want to spend the next 2 days farming Ice Golem. The thought of doing that made me sick to my stomach. I just quit. I quit playing the game. I don't like being felt. I don't like feeling as though I'm forced to farm something I don't want to farm. Doing something against my will, I don't like it. I'm a free spirit. I like to do things my own way. And if doing a fusion meant that I'd have to spend 2 to 3 days farming Ice Golem nonstop, that's not fun or exciting to me. And I didn't want to put myself through that again after just completing the Nishak fusion. So yeah, fusion fatigue, it wore me out. So I don't want to do fusions, and I know there are plenty of people out there who also don't like to do fusions. So I think doing a cool free-to-play series where we're not doing any fusions can be, good as from an educational perspective. Yeah, it's just too much. And like Dungeon Divers events are grindy and they're a nightmare, and artifact enhancement events, I just never have enough silver. Well, I could do like the airplane mode trick to cheese it, but that takes so much time and effort. It's just, at what point do I value my own sanity more than efficiency in a video game? So yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I didn't want to do any fusions on this series. And it just so happened that it fell within the spirit of what I was doing anyway. So it just worked out. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. So I have no idea how they're going to do fusions in Godforge. I do know that fusions will be a thing. I just don't know how they're going to go about it. Hopefully, it's something that you actually have to put forth some effort to obtain, because it does feel nice to have achieved something. If it's just log in for 30 days and you get it, no one will care. But if it's so difficult that it burns people out, then I think that's a problem. You don't want people to feel like playing your game as a second job. I mean, there are some people who are into that sort of thing, but I feel like it's antithetical to the mobile game atmosphere. Well, that's assuming you have enough silver, though, too. That's true. Like, you could just click from 15 to 16, but you can get horrible RNG, and it could take 3 million silver just to level one piece. Like, right now, I've got 10 million. What if I get really unlucky and I can only do 5 pieces? Then what? Like that kind of thing. Like, it's tedious and unfun. It's not exciting gameplay to me. I don't know. I prefer to save my silver for actually building champions when I want to play with them, instead of hoarding it so I can finish fusions. And I know the reason they're difficult is to try to make players feel like they have to spend money. They want you to buy the silver, you know. I get it, but Plarium will never get another penny from me for as long as I live. And I guess technically they're under new ownership, but unless they completely revamp and rehaul the entire game to make it more player friendly, they're not going to see any money from me either. Like, either A, removing the keys, or removing the energy cost of Iron Twins. One or the other. It doesn't have to be both. Obviously, it couldn't be both, because then it would just be a free dungeon. That's not good for the health of the game. But, you know, that would be a start. That would be something like, oh, cool. So this new company who took over from Plarium, they actually care about, you know, what's good for their players. That's interesting. Let's see. You know, that would be a place to start. I don't even know. I would need more time to think about it and make a list, but that's number one. Oh, not making live arena mandatory for dailies, because I don't have time to do live arena every day. I've barely been able to find time to do my live arena daily quest or advanced quest every day. I've got, like, I almost didn't have time to do it one day, and if I didn't find like 5 minutes to squeeze in, or sorry, if I didn't get lucky and win my first match, I wouldn't have had time to complete it. And that's really stressful and frustrating. Hey, good morning, Joy B. Welcome. To an extent, I guess, Matt. I guess it depends on your playstyle. Like, I enjoy building champions and leveling champions and gearing them and changing things and tweaking and tinkering, and like, for me, like, silver, it is definitely easier, but silver is something that I always have, like, I've never been in a position where an artifact enhancement event went live and I just smashed it out without even thinking about silver, because I like to build champion. Like, it's a hero collector, it's a team builder. Like, I like tinkering with stuff and playing the game and engaging with it in a way that is fun and interesting for me makes it more difficult for me to do fusions. Like, I don't like to hoard. I like to engage with the game and have fun. It's fun to pull your shards. You know? I don't know. Heck. Yeah, I think you're right, Joe, on that. They want you to feel like you need to spend money to progress. That's literally the entire game. It's psychological warfare against people to try to get them to spend. I've come to terms with that, and I just try to ignore it. I think locking account progress behind anything that is player versus player is incredibly unfair, because the people who do it early on, it's a rich get richer sort of situation. So if someone's been playing Raid since the start, they're going to have much better gear, they're going to have much better champions, and they're going to stay ahead of the curve. Anyone who starts playing today, they're going to be 6 years worth of account progression behind the players at the top. And by the time they get to a point like 2 or 3 years in where they're trying to push those 3v3 arena missions, they're going to be playing against people who have like 8 years worth of account progression to their 2 or 3. How the hell are they supposed to beat those people in gold tag arena who have that have a degree of account progression that much more advanced than theirs? It's ludicrous. I think it's silly. Encouraging players to do PvP is one thing. I don't know. It's a hard balance to strike because I think this is fine. Like farming metals in your Great Hall, just like it's not that hard to just do this and look, you know. It's less than ideal, and it sucks that the only way that I can progress in my Great Hall is looking for people who are nice players who put a one-man defense out. It sucks, but because there's enough people that do it, I feel like I can make progression here. And you want people to engage with your game in every asset of your game, I guess, or every facet of your game. I don't know. There's like this weird philosophical, like sometimes it's good to push players outside their comfort zone, and encourage them to do things that they don't feel comfortable doing. Just because if you encourage them to do it and then they succeed, it's exciting for them. You don't just want them to only farm Dragon 20 day in and day out, because then they get bored because there's no variety. So like, where do you find the balance of like gently encouraging players to engage with game modes that they might not be fond of, and like it would be different if the mission said play one live arena battle, but it says win one live arena battle. That's the part I find an issue with. If it just said play, at some point in the day while it's open, I can go in, hit find opponent, and then AFK, set my phone down, and go back to work, and then I would just lose. But I would still get credit for participating in it. That would be fine to me. But because it says win, I might potentially have to do like 4 or 5 battles. It took me 5 tokens to get a win one day. And that was really frustrating, because I was fortunate enough that I had enough free time at work that day. I was able to get it done, but not every day do I have that much free time. And there will be times where I have even less free time and I won't be able to do it. And I'll feel like I'm missing out. It sucks. Like if it just said participate in a live arena battle, I would be mildly annoying, but I would be okay with it. I think that's the line that you draw. Like encouraging people to engage with all your game modes is fine, but forcing them to be successful if their account isn't in a place where it can be is messed up. Well, the bot that I played against had a +4 fully awakened. It was a whale account. It was being piloted by AI, but their account surpassed mine by such a significant degree I never stood a chance. So yes, I did technically lose to a bot, but I mean, it was a whale account, so like I just got manhandled. Yeah. It's stupid. So now that he's level 5-star, I think I just... Do we just use Bruise? Yeah, okay. Either that or the bot thing is a conspiracy. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so now he's 6-star. Is the champ training still going? Oh, yes, it is. 1 hour left. I don't want to brew him to 60. That seems wasteful. But I will still... Let's send these guys. I'm not going to book them yet. Maybe not even at all. I don't know. I haven't done enough live arena, but I don't know. It's still annoying because I was told that if you lose 3 in a row, you're 4th your next match, the fourth one, will be a bot. So I was like, all right, cool. So I threw 3 just to get it over with. I threw my first 3 games, and my 4th game, I was like, okay, this is the bot. And then it was like, yeah, he had a +4 fully awakened Deacon. He had a +2 Lydia, which means he's pulled enough Vizix to empower his Lydia twice. I forget the other champions, but I remember that sticking out to me like, what the hell is this? And then I just got overpowered and lost. Where's my... There's a guy I'm looking for. Force Affinity... Skinwalker, this guy. I'm just gonna... Maybe we do this instead. This might actually make it worse. Like, slow this down, because some of these guys have gear. Yeah, the spider thing's still going. Okay, we'll do spider. Well, that's kind of you, Joyby, at least. Yeah, it's... I don't mind the concept. Oh, hold on. How do I need to be very careful about how I phrase this, because I don't want my statement to get misinterpreted. There are people who play this genre of game who are very hardcore and very competitive. And for those people, I think Live Arena is probably a really cool game mode for them. I would say those people are also probably a minority of the player base. That's obviously conjecture. I have no data to support these claims. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything, but that would be my guess. For me personally, I started playing Raid because it was a game that it seemed to me at the time, back in 2020, May of 2020, that it was a game that would never require 100% of my undivided attention. I could just play it at work, hit multi-battles, set my phone down while I'm at work, or while I'm taking my daughter to the park, pushing her on the swing, hit multi-battles, stick the phone in my pocket, hanging out, playing an RPG, making progress, you know, getting that dopamine. You know, it was... That's why I started playing it. I saw that it was a game that I can play and would never get in the way of my real life. Live Arena is antithetical to that whole situation. Live Arena requires 100% of my undivided attention. Live Arena was open. I was like, oh, I need to do my Live Arena quests. So I'm like in Live Arena trying to do my thing, and my daughter's trying to talk to me. Now I'm put in a position where I either have to say, you know what, this isn't that important. I'll just not get my energy today. Or I have to say to my daughter, sweetie, daddy needs about 5 minutes. Can you go play? And the fact that I have to choose makes me... I don't like that. It goes against everything I started playing this game for. I never wanted to be in a position where I tell my daughter, hey, I need you to wait a minute, daddy's playing the video game. That's why I started playing Raid, so I wouldn't have to do that. When COVID hit, I wanted to play WoW Classic non-stop all day, every day, but I didn't because I had a 3-year-old girl, and I was like, I don't want this little girl to think that I care more about the video games than I care about her. If I start playing WoW during COVID shutdown, that's the impression she's going to get. So I didn't play WoW all day. I found a game that I could play on my phone, Raid Shadow Legends. And now the game is evolving more and more, such that it forces me to give it my undivided attention. If I want to succeed in Hydra, I have to manual it. 3 keys a week, every single week. I don't like that. It's forcing me to engage with Live Arena. Live Arena requires me to be locked in, and it goes against everything I started playing this game for. And I feel like there's probably a lot of people who feel the same way as I do. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion or an unpopular take. That's why I don't like Live Arena. And then also on top of all that, consider the fact that it's a whale fest. The matchmaking is terrible. It's like if I spend all 10 tokens, I might queue into one player that day whose account level is similar to mine. It's actually kind of ludicrous. I mean, what is an auto-friendly team? Like, I don't even I don't know. Is that like if you have these exact 5 champions, you can just hit auto now, or did they implement more auto-friendly features? It's entirely possible that they have, and I just missed it because I wasn't following the game when it happened. I don't know, but there's a lot that I would do to Hydra, and it's possible some of it has already been done, and I just haven't given them credit for doing it. But I think if a champion has a provoke skill, like Husk, for example, provoke on his A1, he should always default to targeting the Head of Decay. It's cool that you do 400 million plus on Nightmare on full auto. That's awesome. I don't know what your account looks like, and I don't know if that's going to be everyone's experience, though. I can only speak from my own experience. I think if a champion has a single target provoke skill, they should automatically target the head that needs to be provoked. I think when a head consumes an ally, I think that's one of the things they did fix. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they may have fixed this already, but if not, I'm just going to complain about it anyway. If a head consumes an ally, your team should target the head who has consumed an ally by default. I think that is one thing that they did fix. But the fact that it went like that for like a year or more is ludicrous. Like there's so many things, and there's another one. I think it has to do with the Head of Torment. Another thing they need to do, the Head of Torment, is make it so Veil works also and not just Perfect Veil. That would be a huge improvement. Back in the early days of Hydra, on my old account, whatever the second chest is, I got the second chest on Brutal full auto while my phone was in my pocket while I was hanging out with my daughter. And that was like my personal best as a free-to-play player. I was pretty proud of that. But on this account, I mean, obviously this account isn't representative of the everyman experience. I'm well below, probably. I mean, I'm above in terms of knowledge and experience, but I'm below in terms of what access I have to champions. Hey, what's up, Sakib? Welcome. Looks like you made it. So I just 6-starred. I have to sneeze. Channeler. I'm trying really hard not to sneeze. Oh, that's interesting. They have their own like little portrait thing. All these little spiders. I'll sell that. That was tempting. Oh, I started buying, since I have Yannicka and Yakarl now, I started buying brief, what the accessories, the counterattack accessories, I forget what they're called. But I started buying them and putting them on my clan boss champions, and I don't think it's made much of a difference at all. Yeah, the power creep has been pretty wild, for sure. Yeah, learning the heads was something that, like, if you just sit down and you look at the list of them and you try to just read and memorize it, it's going to be really overwhelming. That's what I tried to do when Hydra first came out. And to me, I just couldn't learn it that way. I just kind of started playing and learned what the heads do as they were doing it. Like, oh, that's the one that fears. Oh, that's the one that needs to be provoked, because if you don't provoke him, then he cleanses. Oh, that's the one, the mischief. Yeah, he's the one that makes it so I can't target him sometimes. And Yeah, I mean, if you were inclined to learn, I would say the best way to do it would to just be to pay attention to what's going on in your runs. So Yakarl must have gotten 3%ed there. That's kind of annoying. Sometimes it fails if Yakarl gets 3%ed, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes my team can recover. It depends on how much HP Drexlar has. And whether or not Yakarl gets back to his A3 to freeze the Spiderlings to buy him time to heal up. So this might not be a failure, but it is capable of failing. The 3% rule gets me sometimes. Okay, so this should be the AoE freeze, which then gives Yakarl time, or not Yakarl, gives Drexlar time to kind of heal up a little bit. And because Yakarl has the Harvest Despair Mastery, he's placing Leech on the Spiderlings when he freezes them, which gave Drexlar a little bit of extra healing when he used his A2. It's going to be close. Okay, yeah. So it can fail occasionally. It's pretty rare, though. Even with a 3% resist, it can still sometimes clutch up and do the thing. Sakib has been nagging me to make it, not nagging me, he's been requesting me to make a Hydra guide for quite some time now. I just haven't done it because I don't, if I'm going to teach something, I kind of have to be like into the thing a little bit to teach about it. It's just how I am. If I don't like something, I can't, if I'm not interested in doing something, I can't force myself to do it. So I've never made a Hydra guide because I don't like Hydra and I don't know enough about it to feel as though I am qualified to teach about it. Like, I feel like I know just enough to get by for myself, but not enough to like... So he got resisted again. Wow, 3% in a row. Or 2 runs where I got 3%ed in a row, I guess. That's annoying. I think Plarium hears me talking smack, so they're trying to make my run fail. They're working their voodoo magics through the interwebs. Lost my train of thought. Oh, if I'm going to make a video, a guide specifically, on how to do a thing, I want to make sure that the information I'm putting out there is 100% accurate and the best. I want to make sure that my guide is the best guide. I don't feel confident enough in my knowledge of Hydra to make it the best guide on the internet for Hydra. So because I know that my video won't be the best, I don't want to bother making it at all, if that makes sense. I don't like putting out bad videos. Quality over quantity. As long as you get by. Yeah, man, like, there's a lot of mythicals in the, like, every skill on every mythical is basically like 2 skills in one. There's like 2 paragraphs of text for each skill. So even though, and they have 2 forms, so you have to learn everything that each skill does in one form, then memorize what every skill does in the other form. Like, I still don't even know what everything that Lady Mikage does. I know that in her base form, she does an ally attack, she does a buff extension, and a debuff reduction, and a debuff extension on the enemy. I don't even know what her second form does. Like, it's just too much. The complex, it's not just power creep, it's also complexity creep. The game is getting, like, just slowly ramping up to ludicrous speed, like ludicrous levels of complexity over time, and it's just, and I say this as a person who's been playing Magic the Gathering since like 2005. I enjoy strategic complexity, and I enjoy like complex mechanics, but Raid's getting out of hand, man. So, do you have any mythical champions, Joy B? Or are you just saying like in general? Like the only mythical champions that I really kind of have an idea of what they do are the ones I play against in live arena. Yeah, it's true, Matt. Yeah, it's just kind of the way of things. I mean, the game's been out for almost 6 years. It's happened in World of Warcraft too. I mean, that game's been out for 20 years. It's actually really impressive that they've managed to go for 20 years. But imagine a new player trying to go into play retail WoW and having to learn all the systems and everything. Like, I think what they should do with World of Warcraft, I know this is a totally different topic, but I think what they should do in World of Warcraft is make it so you level from 1 to 60, or maybe 1 to 50. And the 1 to 50 is the classic WoW world. Like, condense it by 10 levels and make it 1 to 50. And then from level 50, you level from 50 to 60 for whatever the current expansion content is. And once a new expansion comes out, that 50 to 60 gets erased, and then the new expansion, you level from 50 to 60. And then every time a new expansion comes out, level 60 players get bumped back to level 50, and they level from 50 to 60. That would keep the game from, if you want to play, I don't know. There's just so much content out there. Oh, Mikage, nice. And I don't know which one Androck is. Yeah, that's like player retention is important. So finding the right balance between player retention and player acquisition is tough. You want to be able to bring new players into your game, and you don't want it to be too daunting for them. But you also need new exciting features to keep the existing players around. That's the delicate dance you have to dance. And yeah, it's tough to do. I think the way that Magic the Gathering has handled it is interesting. I don't know if it would work in a game like this, but in Magic the Gathering, I don't know, the way they do it has changed over the years. It used to be like every year there was a standard rotation, or whenever a card is printed, it enters standard legality. It's legal and standard, and sometimes it's depending on I'm not doing a very good job explaining this. So I'll oversimplify it just to make it more clear. Every year, at the start of the year, there's a standard rotation. Any card that has been out for like 2 years gets rotated out of standard and is no longer legal for standard play. That way, when new cards are printed, they're not competing with old cards for viability in the competitive format. I don't know how that would work in a game like this. You would have to have champions like rotate out of playability, and then that would piss people off because, they spent however much money to obtain the champion, and now, in the books and the chickens and all the resources that goes into building that champion. I don't know. It's tricky. I haven't beat Doom Tower. That floor was just insane. I was able to make it to the second wave somewhat consistently, but Mashald just one-shots whoever he attacks, and I can't revive because there's 2 Lydias in the second wave. And even if I would have beaten the second wave, the final wave has 2 Torments, a Siphi, and a Pixneel. So it's rough. And because Pixneels are on the first wave and second wave and third wave, I can't use Yokarl the Scourge for crowd control. So it definitely made things harder. Okay, fair enough. I won't press you on it, Joya B. Oh, dude, it looks like he's. I thought he was like max level 30 for a second. I got confused. Oh, I'm starting to get sleepy. Because I'm beginning to feel myself mentally fatiguing, I'm getting a little exhausted. I think I'm going to call this a night for the stream. So for everyone who tuned in tonight, thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here and you've been enjoying yourself, hit the like button, maybe even subscribe. It'll make it easier for you to find my content in the future. But I think that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, I will see you all in another video soon. But until next time, everyone, happy raiding.